Are you paying attention?
Hello.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm David, and we're here to talk about the finale of Survivor.
Y'all, the finale happened. The season is over. Yeah, it was really good.
We have our sole survivor.
So we started with our 4, and they had a reward challenge.
And they're playing for, a meal to replenish
meal.
themselves before the final immunity challenge. They have to crawl under a net and then get all these blocks, and then they have to do a combination thing, right?
Yeah.
And Aubrey sort of races to an early lead, am I right?
She does, and she is trying this code a million different ways. She keeps getting it wrong, It takes her a really long time to realize she had done the puzzle wrong, which leads you to the code wrong. Yes. And by then everyone has caught up with her.
Right. So Sydney's trying the combination, Ty's trying the combination, and Aubrey is finally figuring out, like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake.
But she still wins.
So,
she
and it
gets
was
it.
her first individual win of the season.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So that was a good moment for her this late in the season to finally sort of claim something as her own.
Yes.
And then she gets to pick someone to enjoy this meal with her.
She actually gets the choice to pick someone or not.
Right.
Which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, and she has to weigh, like, do I want to
get someone else's food?
Yeah, right. Or do I want to let everybody strategize without me?
So she picks Sydney.
Which was an interesting choice.
Very interesting choice, Aubrey.
And you're sort of wondering why, because at the beginning of the episode, it really sort of seems like Sydney and Michelle versus Aubrey and Ty.
Ever since she had that realization that Sydney was a threat and she couldn't go to the finale with her, she's been like Ty.
Yeah.
So did she just not want to show that it's Ty? She felt secure enough in that she needed to keep Sydney close.
And maybe she thought, like, I'm definitely going to get Sydney out, so I don't want Sydney to know that.
Right.
So I'm going to bring her on this reward thing.
But it's also risky that you make Ty feel like maybe he's not your close ally. Anyway, it happened.
Right.
They both enjoyed a meal. Ty and Michelle do a little gameplay, but I didn't believe it.
It's just all kind of fake and phony and canned, and like they have to do it, but neither of them is really buying anything the other is selling.
So immunity challenge is the next thing.
Right. And this is like a very physical challenge. They're running into the ocean multiple times, climbing ladders, climbing stairs, doing a puzzle.
But it always ends with a puzzle or something mental.
Yes.
Because it needs to be a what's the word?
Well-rounded?
Well-rounded challenge. Aubrey had a huge lead.
Yes.
And she gets to that last puzzle really quickly.
But then she and Sydney both kind of struggled with the puzzle. They couldn't figure it out.
Aubrey struggled with a puzzle.
Yes. And Ty and Michelle come in, the 2 last place people, and they have an eye for this puzzle. And Michelle races through that puzzle. She was in last place and comes from behind to win.
Wins.
Yes.
Immunity.
Yes.
The final one to be in the final 3.
Yes. And I think, is she the only person to win immunity twice?
Yes. Michelle, you guys. I did not see that coming.
Moment for her because
of course she was the one that they were going to vote out.
Yeah, but now she's got immunity, so everybody is like thrown for a loop.
Even though they kept talking about how they were probably going to vote Michelle out, I really was hoping that they were going to change their mind and vote Ty out.
Yeah.
I really just wanted a female final 3.
Yeah.
But that just did not seem to come up in any of the conversations.
No.
Sydney and Michelle talk a lot. Michelle's the closest to Sydney than the other 2. They decide they want Aubrey out.
Right.
Which is really the smartest thing.
So
why would you go to the finale with Aubrey?
Yeah, so now they've got to get Ty on their side, so they have a conversation with him on the beach.
Ty and Aubrey, though, have decided that Sydney has to go.
Yeah, they both sort of know that if their plan goes through, if they both vote for Sydney, it's going to be a tie. So Aubrey's like, well, I got to start practicing my fire making skills because we're going to make fire. Michelle and Sydney have this conversation with Ty, and it really kind of seems like they almost flipped him.
I totally bought it.
And
I thought they had convinced him.
Yeah, and that he was going to vote Aubrey out, and it was just going to be an easy thing, and they would all go to the final 3 together.
Yeah, but we get to Tribal, and he had not changed his mind, and it is a tie between Sydney and Aubrey, and this is when I go, Sydney.
Please don't go home. We love you.
So now they're making fire. This was so stressful.
It was. So Aubrey sort of gets off to an early lead because she gets the fire and manages to maintain it. Sydney is just struggling to get any kind of flame going, right?
She really couldn't get anything started, but Aubrey's fire got really big and it still didn't burn the rope.
Because it was sort of blowing off to the side, but then her structure collapsed and her fire completely dies down. So I'm thinking, oh my God.
Do we have hope? Is there hope?
Sydney's coming from behind. She's gonna get that flame going, and like this is gonna be a twist that nobody sees coming.
Well,
it's just, you know,
Sydney just never got it going.
It didn't happen that
Aubrey
way.
eventually made fire. Sydney left, and she cried and she talked about her mother.
And Aubrey was like, "Oh my god, I feel so bad."
She made Aubrey feel bad, which I loved for a minute. But it's a game, so you move on, and of course Sydney's out. So our final 3 leaves, but Jeff had made it kind of cryptic. He was like, "It's not over. You've got a couple more nights." And they go off, and they're like, "What does that mean?"
Well, everyone was like, this is it. And Ty was like, but normally he says like, now it's in the hands of the jury.
Yeah.
You've done what you needed to do, but he didn't say that. So I think there's one more challenge where Aubrey was like, this is it. Kisses him goodnight. But then they wake up in the morning and they have tree mail and it's another challenge.
Now, David and I have different opinions on this.
Yeah.
I thought this part was lame.
I thought it was nice to have this final new twist.
So they go to play a challenge and he says, "You're all 3 the final 3.
And they're all like, oh, thank God, very relieved. Because the tree mail had said this final challenge determines who stays and who goes. The winner will determine who stays and who goes. So you think like, oh, whoever wins immunity just gets to pick who they want to bring with.
With that, I would have been on board with.
Yeah.
That's a cool twist.
Yeah, but it's not that.
So they play this challenge and the winner gets to eliminate a jury member.
Yes.
Now, I do think on paper this is an exciting idea. Turn the tables. A jury member thinks they have all the control and now they're out.
Yeah.
But I was like, wait, who cares? If like Scott had been in the finals.
Sure.
Maybe.
Sure.
Who had someone, a rival or someone they had really burned that you could get out of the jury. But I felt like this final 3 just didn't have anyone that exciting.
I don't think there was anything super strong, but I do think Ty pissed off Jason and Scott.
True.
And then I think Aubrey had some clear allies on the jury. Like like Neil was definitely voting Aubrey. Joe was 100% voting Aubrey. So I think Michelle and Ty look at this as a chance to get one of those guaranteed votes off of the jury and maybe swing the balance towards themselves.
Which is where the conversation went.
Yes.
And she did deliberate, and I thought it was amazing that Aubrey was like, what about...
Well, we should say Michelle wins the challenge.
Oh, right. Michelle wins another challenge.
Right. 2 in a row now. So now
she gets to pick.
Yeah, so now she's consulting, like you said, Aubrey and Ty to see what their thoughts are.
And she thinks like you do. Obviously, Joe is a set vote for Aubrey. Get rid of him. And then Ty's like, well, but also Neil's pretty loud. And so he could sway the jury.
Yeah.
Then she goes to Aubrey and she's like, I'm thinking Neil or Joe. Obviously, Aubrey knows those are her votes.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, what about Scott or Jason?
Yeah, they're
loud.
Oh man, they can really sway the jury.
Yeah.
But I think that's
like,
falling
Aubrey,
on
that was,
falling
I mean,
on
it was
deaf
impressive
ears.
that you came up with that.
Yes.
But no. They show up at the tribal and they reveal that Michelle has this ability now. And she goes and privately votes for Neil, and then it's revealed that she voted for Neil to leave.
Right.
David, what?
I had no idea that Neil was so angry or had any kind of beef with Michelle.
Right. When did they have like a big tort affair that went wrong?
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
I have no idea, but she votes him out, and then he walks by and he's like, you came into this game thinking you were a badass bitch, but you're just a cute little puppy sucking at the teeth. What? What does that even mean?
I didn't even hear all of that, but it didn't sound good.
Yeah, he's like, sounds like you made the right choice. She's like, yeah, I think so.
Clearly, like I had no idea that was coming.
I think maybe he just wanted a moment because he never got his tribal council moment.
Never did. But then he was like, thanks for finally writing my name down. Which was kind of funny.
Yeah. Now they have to sort of make their case to the jury. Ty does not do well
But we know that. He has never spoken well in a tribal.
Never been a good speaker. Debbie accuses Ty of multiple personalities. Let me say that again. Debbie accused Ty of multiple personalities.
Which is just hilarious on multiple levels.
Yes. Scott was a freak. He was just so weird and like, he was trying to make a show of it. Scott and Julia sort of step up for Michelle and lay the groundwork for her to make this really great case for herself, having grown over the entire season and getting stronger as it goes along.
Let's be honest, it's Aubrey's game to lose at this point. I really did think it was dumb that they kept her in the game in the final 3 because I do think you're handing it over to her.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Julia started out to make it sound like she was mad at Michelle,
Right.
and then she turned it to make it seem like Michelle was a mastermind.
Right.
And then Scott does the same thing. He
Yeah.
was like, you know, Aubrey was really, really strong. Ty did these things, but Michelle, you kind of came up and got stronger and stronger towards the end. And all of a sudden you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
people are making cases
Maybe
for
he's
Michelle.
right. Because it started out with people accusing Michelle of being dumb and lucky.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go to a tribal council because you were on the beauty tribe. You just like
You're just part of this alliance.
Yeah.
You were a number for this
You were
alliance.
riding the coattails of all of these brilliant strategists. But then it sort of turned and it was like, but wait, she won challenges when she needed to. She rocked the boat when she needed to.
At this point, I still think it's Aubrey's game.
Me too. I do too.
Fast forward to LA to future now.
Right.
Future now.
Here we are. Everybody is fed again.
Everyone's back to normal weight.
Yes.
And the vote is red.
Yep.
Ty gets no votes.
None. Aubrey gets 2 and Michelle is the sole survivor.
I gasped.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming.
I was like, wow, they saved the biggest twist of the
They
season
really,
for
really
the
did.
end.
But I'm gonna go out and publicly say, Mark the Chicken is really the survivor here.
You know what? I couldn't have said it better myself.
What season of Survivor has any animal not been eaten?
Yeah, he survived the entire season. Ty had to like see him off into the jungle
He
where
did.
he
They
probably
said a goodbye.
promptly died.
Probably ran for his life. I was like, thank goodness these crazy people don't want me tied up anymore. And that man is petting me every day. Oh, Mark the Chicken.
Yes. I think our brainiest moment of the finale goes to Michelle winning that puzzle in the immunity challenge. It was the perfect time for her to get her brains together and win that immunity and take herself into the final 3.
That girl was not just a beauty. She had some brains as well.
It's true.
And the beautiful moment is Mark the
Yes.
Chicken and Ty saying goodbye to each other.
You know what? I'm going to give the brawniest moment to Mark the Chicken, too.
Oh,
'cause he
really?
survived the entire season.
That's right, he did.
You're the most
Survivor.
memorable cast member from this season, and we'll probably see you on an All-Star season
Yeah,
at some
right?
point.
Hashtag bring back the chicken. I thought this was a fantastic season.
I thought so, too. Almost every vote was a blindside.
There were good twists, and there were so many powerful women in control.
Which was amazing.
And I
3
really
immunity
enjoyed
idols.
it.
None of them got played.
Yep.
That was great. The super idol didn't get used.
Yep.
It was cool to just see the game unfold
Yep.
without a bunch of outside things influencing what the vote was, you know?
And 3 evacuations, which was not great, but it was exciting TV.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually only one of those was exciting. 2 of those were pretty boring.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, it was so fun to do this with you guys.
And we'll do it again next season, so please click subscribe so you're here when we come back.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.